Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vedanta says that everything that you experience in this world outside, you know it only by way of thought, correct? If there is no thought of this table, the table does not exist for me. If there is no thought of you people, then you don't exist for me. If there is no thought of past, present, or future, the past, present, future don't exist for me. So everything that is in my cognition is my experience. Excuse me, एकदम कैसे हो गया? Is only by way of thoughts. Where do the thoughts come? In the brain or the mind?
In the mind.
Then why the brain is there?
It's just an organ.
Oh, it's just an organ. What is its job then? Can you think without brain? Yeah, so question to be asked. So, just like we have radio waves and we need a radio to convert the waves into sound which we can hear, isn't it? You can't see the radio waves, you can't hear the radio waves, but you need an instrument which converts the waves into gross sound. Similarly, all the thoughts, all the desires, all the convictions, brain's job is to convert it into gross speech. Then we can talk about it. So that is out of the way. So everything that we know in this world is by way of thoughts. And thoughts are the mind. The flow of thought is the mind. And our goal is not to prove the thoughts or not to prove the thoughts. Our goal is not to validate or unvalidate the world. Our purpose of life is what? Our purpose life is to be happy, which nobody wants. They want to be rich, they want to travel the world. Why? Because that will give them happiness. But when you tell them that you are happiness incarnate, your nature is happiness, how can that be? How is that possible? It is difficult. We'll find n number of excuses to accept that we are of the nature of happiness. But that is the truth. Vedanta says you are the truth. And the reason we are not able to be that truth, that we are of the nature of happiness, is because we are hijacked by our thoughts. So when we have learned, understood that the whole world is nothing but thoughts and the thoughts are happening in the mind, then will we be interested in the world? Then the conclusion of this sequence I just told you, then the whole world is in the mind, in by way of thoughts. Then will I go and try to fix anything outside? I'll do it, but the true solution, where does it lie? If our goal is Vedanta, if our goal is self-realization, will I go to fix anything outside? No. Then what will I fix? I'll fix my mind. And what is my mind? Thoughts, flow of thoughts. When in this systematic manner, I have withdrawn from the outside world, come to my mind, and in the mind I have realized the flow of thought is the mind. Now naturally the next question will come, what is making me think about the objects in the mind? Why the objects keep coming in the mind? My eyes are closed, I am not interested in the world, there is vairagya, I'm not running after anything, I don't want anything, I don't desire anything. Yet when I look at my own mind, the thoughts keep erupting about something or the other. And when I start looking at it, and by grace of God come to Vedanta, I come to understand that every thought is made up of three components: subject, object, and instrument of knowledge. But before we go to that three components, thought is not a problem. Thought is not a problem. Then what is the problem? Water is not a problem. You can stand in water. But then what is the problem? If the water flow is fast, you will drown. Correct? Same way, when the thought flow is fast, you lose your senses, you lose your mind in that fast flow of thoughts, and you are not able to come to the right understanding. You lose the balance, you lose your mind, which in other words is vishad. You get into a crisis. So in order not to get into this crisis, what is the solution? So here the Panchadashi says that change the quality of the thought from gross to subtle, from bad to good, from undivine to divine. First is quantity of the thought, quality of the thoughts has to change. And when you start doing this, automatically the direction of the thoughts will also change. Instead of thinking of the world outside, you start looking within your mind. What is this thought? What is the nature of this thought? What is the components of these thoughts? And lastly, the quantity of the thought. When we focus on the thoughts itself, automatically the speed of flow of the thoughts reduces. And as the thoughts reduce in their frequency, a greater sense of peace, a greater sense of happiness, a greater sense of tranquility comes upon us. The mind becomes quiet and happy for no reason as the quantity becomes less. But the objectivity has not stopped yet. The thoughts are still there. Even the frequency has reduced, but every now and then some thought comes and hijacks my peace again. To go beyond this hijacking, then this point comes where the scriptures, the Vedas, Upanishads, uh, etc., they tell us that our thoughts are made up of three components: experiencer, experienced, and experiencing. We are the experiencer. We are the experiencer of what? The experienced. So, do you know, when I am talking to you right now and I am saying that the whole world is a thought in your mind, do you agree? Yes. If I tell you that what I am speaking is appearing in your mind as thought, do you agree? Yes. Correct? Is there any doubt in this? No. So, in other words, if I say that you are the observer of your thoughts, will not be a wrong conclusion. Agree? Because you are knowing that the whatever is being spoken, those thoughts are appearing in your mind and then going away. So you are essentially the observer of the thoughts that are appearing and disappearing in your mind. Correct? That is your true identity. When you take that position of being the observer of the thoughts coming and going, then the thought itself becomes an object. Then the thought itself, every word, every sentence, every idea that is presented, it becomes an object of cognition by you. If you keep watching it, eventually the frequency of that thought, the the material that has gone into the thought, which is subject object, so without the subject the thought cannot be complete. Without the object the thought cannot be complete. Without the instrument of knowledge, that means experiencer, experienced, experiencing. So without the subject, the experiencer, thought cannot be complete. Without the experienced object, the thought cannot be complete. And the experiencing, the thought cannot be complete. So which one are you? Are you the object, the experienced? Are you the experiencing, or are you the experiencer? So you say, I am the experiencer. So if you are the experiencer, this is a laptop, this is a table, this is a wire, this is a lamp. Four things I said. Are you experiencing all the four, or are you or did you vanish with each experience? You appeared with the laptop and you vanished with the laptop. Then you appeared as the experience of the table, then you vanished as the experiencer of the table. Then you appeared as the wire and you vanished as the experiencer of the wire. Then you appeared as the experiencer of the lamp and vanished when that went away. Is that your feeling? I'm asking, do you feel that you vanish away with every thought?
No.
No. Correct. So thought comes and goes, but your disposition is, I do not come and go. I am observing that the thought comes and goes. Correct? That is your disposition. So rather than be the person who comes and goes, I am seeing, I am hearing, I am teaching, I am feeling, remain as the observer. Remain as the observer. Because I am seeing is also a thought, I am hearing is also a thought. So, are we talking about the I thought which is coming and going? Or are we the I who is the eternal observer of all the knower and known and knowing? Experiencer, experienced, and experiencing. And the moment you take this position of the eternal I, the eternal observer, you have always been that. But you shortchange yourself by becoming the seer, by becoming the hearer, by becoming the experiencer. You're shortchanging yourself. But when we remain as the witness, then the experience, the object appears without any ownership of I am seeing, because the seer has given way to the observer. The hearer has given way to the eternal observer. So either we can take a position in reference to the object, or we can take a position of being the witness, unaffected by what is coming and going. And when we do this, and when we apply this on in ourselves, then slowly, even that little bit frequency of thought which was coming and hijacking us on the seat of meditation, that also dissolves away. And what is left behind is the true you. And that true you is of the nature of Satchidananda, is of the nature of bliss. And that is the true happiness. Happiness is not outside. Happiness is our true nature. And our purpose of life is we are all struggling, creating relationships, wanting this, wanting that, going to sleep, eating, bathing, changing, coming to satsang for what? For being happy. To be happy. And what does Vedanta say? Vedanta says you are of the nature of happiness. And this way come to abide in your own essential nature. But for that, correct application is required. As long as you think you are an individual, application is required. Once you abide, then you will say, it was so foolish that I did something. There's nothing required to be done because I'm always that. Once it clicks. So, on one hand, allow the click to take place, and on the other hand, keep working towards dissolving everything in your mind by being the observer. And that click is then not very far away. It will happen. In fact, it is happening all the time. We are not recognizing it. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This way, sit down and contemplate.